It sounds so good. It sounds so good.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show, and today we've got something fun for you. This is a 2026 Aprilia Tuono factory, and this is a CFMOTO 800 NK. Both of these bikes are making about 100 horsepower. Both of them are in the middleweight category. Both of them have a lot of technology, but what separates these two motorcycles? Roughly $3,000. That is $8,700 and this is $11,500. So the question is, what's stopping you from just getting the CFMOTO 800 NK right there? Now, if you were paying attention to the thumbnail, you saw this logo right here, which means that this is a part of the Aprilia Creator GP series, where I have buried 6 codes somewhere in this video that you can redeem over on creatorgp.com to get yourself points, get higher up the leaderboards, and win some really cool prizes. We've actually just mailed out, I mailed out like a handful of DJI products, a Osmo Action 5, a drone, and yeah, like we're giving away a ton of really cool stuff.
Tell me about this, Spike. Come on.
And like I've got a ton of brake frees that I'm mailing out too. Like I have a huge bag of gifts that I gotta send out to people right now. And that could be you if you click that link down below, find the codes, get up the leaderboard, get yourself entered to win. Now, Whitney, you are out here, first time on both of these motorcycles, standing beside them. What do you think just right out of the gate?
I keep looking at that because I'm like, you told me the price and I'm like, no way. I don't know. We were talking about the suspension in the front where a Yamaha we won't name might trick you into, you know.
The MT-09.
Into thinking it's Olin's, but it's not. I keep looking over while we were riding out here at your bike because it's sexy, it's cool. I've ridden the V4 1100. I have not done the 660, but riding this, I was like, okay, this is actually gonna be really interesting riding these back to back. So I don't know, I'm super excited. I'm trying to throttle what I really wanna say because you know me, I wanna go off to the moon and say all the things all at once and then get deep into Spite's soul and see how he's doing because it's been a minute, but I won't. We'll save that.
And I think honestly, the biggest thing that I'm noticing, just because I've had both of these bikes in the garage for a couple of months now, and just comparing them because they are so comparable in terms of the technology, in terms of the hardware that's on these motorcycles.
I see you, CFMOTO.
Yeah, the only thing I've really noticed about this motorcycle is twofold. One, it doesn't have nearly the professional level of build quality.
No, the fit and finishes.
Yeah. That's one thing, but again, it's $8,700 brand new. So the fact that it feels better than a Yamaha, like it feels better than an MT-07,
Those
guys.
are fighting words. I've never ridden an MT-07.
I've got Jake the Garden Snake on record because he's got an MT-07 and I've ridden it, and this is better than that. I'm not gonna lie. But like the only other thing, and this is a small niggle that I've found, is the cruise control on that stops at 81 miles an hour. Like that's just silly. And this you can set the cruise control to just about anything. But the cruise control's weird on this bike.
Why?
Because it doesn't actually have a button. You have to press and hold the back button, and then you got to push up and down to like set it. It's weird.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So there's really not a lot separating these motorcycles other than $3,000. So I guess the only answer is to get out on the road and see how they shake down side by side.
I'm excited.
Alrighty, now that we are out on the road, Whitney, what do you think about the NK right there? That is your first time on that motorcycle after riding it in, of course, but today is your first day riding it around and you've had some time to calibrate.
I'm in love, and you know me, I'm hard to please. A lot of, especially the older I get, I'm like, no, this is fine. This will do. But this bike is, I mean, the moment I started it, you know, the second you turn a bike on and you, I don't know, you know, roll through the parking lot, I feel like you know if you like it or not. I love the ergonomics. It's super comfortable. I love the sound. I love the power. I like how it delivers the power a lot. It is a little reminiscent of a smart peeling. Like it's got the grit that I really like, and it's a sweet spot for power and it's a sweet spot for torque. So I'm happy right now.
But Whitney, it's made in China. It's terrible. Didn't you hear the comments? It's a bad bike because it's made in China.
Let's go back. I think the year was 2021, and me and Josh went out to the CFMOTO launch that was in Minnesota. It was at like a police track, and I was super impressed. The Chinese were coming, and they were coming for our bikes because five-ish years ago, they had technology and fit and finish that you weren't seeing on bikes in at a similar price point.
Now, one thing both these bikes have in common is a TFT dash with all the fixins. You can even control your phone from the CFMOTO's dash, and for a few $100, Aprilia will sell you a doodad that allows you to do that too. But maybe your bike is old and busted, or it just didn't come with all the fancy features you might have wanted. That's where our sponsor Chigee comes in. It brings Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, dash cams, tire pressure monitoring, and more to your ride. And for those of you thinking, well, that sounds kind of hard to install, it only takes a few minutes. Maybe more if you're on a fully fared motorcycle, but that one's on you. The AIO6 can even be swapped from bike to bike in seconds. If you're looking to spruce up your ride, check out everything Chigee has to offer and use the code SPITESCORNER for 10% off.
So the biggest complaint that I hear mostly about CFMOTO right now actually has more to do with dealer network than parts availability.
Okay.
Because when you think about what that motorcycle is right there, it's really a 790. It's really a KTM 790. The motor, all of the parts inside are badged KTM. When you look at it, it just has CFMOTO like outer cases, but everything on the inside says KTM. That's the biggest bummer that I've noticed. As you know, that's my wife's bike, but as a KTM owner, as a multi-bike owner, and a CFMOTO owner, trying to find aftermarket parts for that bike is more difficult than you'd think.
Okay, that's a fair point then. I mean, if you're looking to buy a new bike and you are looking to put on aftermarket parts, but you're having trouble, I mean, totally fair.
Yeah, and we deleted the catalytic converter on that, the big bread box underneath, by using a 790 exhaust link pipe from Leo Vinci. So some parts for the 790 fit that bike. But you know, the body style, the body work is completely different, you know. But I want to pull over here in a bit. There's gonna be a spot just ahead, and I want to get you on this bike to start get your thoughts on it, because I want to really see if you feel like getting on this and then switching back to the NK at some point, if you feel like you're sacrificing something.
I have a feeling I won't be. Well, maybe. Actually, I don't know. I've realized lately the older I get, the stronger my preconceived notions are, and then being a moto vlogger, I'm like, oh, this bike's gonna suck, and then I get on it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. But that's where we're at in the bike development timeline. Like, everything's kind of getting really good, and I'll nitpick about, you know, turn signals and seats, which I feel like is so funny at this point.
Yeah, there's so much truth to that. That's like a whole other vlog we could do. But let's find a spot to pull over and get you on the 660 here. So the only thing, like the only word of warning that I'd give you about this motorcycle is it's got hardware from like super bikes. So like the brakes are super bikes, the suspension's super bike.
So it's grabby?
Yeah, it's a little bit more touchy than this thing is.
Okay.
But you'll get it. It's not scary.
Aprilias are touchy. That's why, like, when you're not a very good rider like myself, and Aprilia whispers to you in Italian, hey, go to the track, get better, what are you doing with your life? And you're like, Aprilia, I'm a mom, and I don't know, I don't have a lot of time on my hands right now.
So now that we've swapped over, I've already got a bunch of thoughts in my brain. I'd really be interested to hear what you have to say about the Aprilia, though.
All right, so right off the bat, I notice I feel a little bit more crouched. It's an more aggressive stance, which is fine, but I will say, like, I threw out my back 2 weeks ago, so I'm not super excited about that. It is more dialed in. It is more touchy. Like, before I think about moving the throttle, it's like ready to go. isn't making me feel as dumb of a rider as the V4 1100 does. Because that one I get on and it's just like unforgiving. It's like, no, you're bad at this. And I'm like, I know, but I really like you. You're a great bike. This isn't as punishing. It's the NK feels a lot more beginner friendly, a lot more comfortable, a lot more relaxed. This feels buttoned up. This feels like a really fun track day weapon. I don't know if I would be super stoked. Well, maybe if I was younger and like a little bit more reckless, this would be a super fun bike to have on the street. But I'm a commuter, so I would, I don't know if I would pick this. If I was like half track day, half street squid, you're like, oh, give me that.
So does it feel significantly more premium to you? Do you feel like it's $3,000 more motorcycle?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a question where honestly I would feel like marinating on, but if we just go with like my initial response, no. But I'm not pushing it, right? We're just hopping on a vlog and we're having fun and we're booping around. Now, if we were both like pushing these bikes, do you feel like you would notice a $3,000 difference?
Yeah, so that's where I was, as soon as I got on this thing, I noticed there's an entirely different character to the NK. How do I describe it? It's very much just like a purebred street machine. That's not to say that it can't do the racetrack thing, because I've taken this out to COTA, and I had a great time on COTA with it. There's some fit and finish on here where as I'm interacting with it with my legs, with my hands, with my feet, even with my butt on the seat, it definitely feels more budget. But I don't feel like that's a bad thing. I don't feel like I'm having a bad experience on this bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say that somebody who is shopping around and wants to buy an Aprilia is likely looking for that extra bump when it comes to performance, in suspension, in ergonomics. I would say that they're already kind of looking for that. Whereas somebody who's shopping for a CFMOTO probably just wants to buy an affordable, super fun bike.
Yeah, they're looking for a great way to get on two wheels and not break the bank. I do want you to hop back on this bike though, on camera, just to see what you have to think about it. Because I think this is the most illuminating thing, is switching between the two quickly.
Well, knowing me and my tastes, I like hyper nakeds, so it's like swing.
Yeah.
I like the upright position. I like feeling really planted and really seated in a bike. I don't feel super stable when I'm in a super sport position.
This is definitely a more aggressive seating position, and I could totally see that being uncomfortable. Sure, a bike may be faster, but you're faster on a slower bike if you're more comfortable with it.
100%, it took me like a million years to learn that. I immediately noticed how much more comfortable I am. Yeah, I don't like being it's the same reason I don't vibe with like the Ducati Street Fighter, because I don't like sitting like up on top of a bike. And of course, the more Harley events I go to, the more Harleys I ride. I love it when the weight is distributed down below. It makes me feel super planted. You saw me on the V-Rod, I'm cruising. You saw me on the Lowrider ST, you're like, Whitney, this is the fastest you've ever gone. I'm more slated to that kind of weight distribution than I am being like, up here. So that's just a rider preference.
Switching back between them though, do you feel like have you lost anything?
No, honestly, because I'm a hyper naked fan, because I feel more comfortable upright, I feel like I'm gaining. Like my confidence is gonna thrive a little bit more on a bike like this than a bike like that. And I honestly, when we're on these roads going the speed limit and stuff, and we're not taking stuff fast and we're not squidding around, how much suspension difference am I gonna, how much difference am I gonna notice between the two suspension setups?
Unless you're pushing these bikes to the limit, I don't feel like you're really going to encounter the need for the Ohlins and the big Brembos that are on here. And I think that if I were to kind of like come to a final conclusion between these two, having flipped back and forth between them, the Aprilia is the suit and tie, we're going to business, put your head down and set a lap record kind of bike. So if you were going to pick one, Whitney, if you were taking the keys home to one of these, which would you be taking the keys home to?
That's such a hard question because I'm not going to be a sad boy with a Tuono 660 in my garage. I could never be sad. You know, I'm almost 40, I've got 2 kids, I've got a bad back. I'm not picking that bike, I'll tell you that. Don't want it. I like it and I appreciate it. And it's a track day weapon. If I was going to the track more, like at least once a quarter, I would pick the Tuono. But if I'm not going to the track and I'm not squidding on the street, I don't want that. I want this. All right, Spite, you're grabbing the keys. You forgot something at HEB. You gotta go pick it up. What bike are you grabbing?
If I'm going to HEB, man, there's not a lot of place to put your groceries on the Aprilia, is there?
Nope.
But I'll get there a lot faster, so if it's like ice cream and I got to get home fast before the ice cream melts, I'm taking the Aprilia. But I mean, just like...
It sounds so good. It sounds so good.
Well, thanks for making the effort. I know it was such a drag to get out of bed early to come ride before it gets hot. And remember, guys, there were 6 codes in this video, so click that link down below. Go enter them on creatorgp.com so you can get entered to win some prizes. And stay tuned for the next one, which I don't know what it is. It may be the full review. It may be the final race. I'm not sure because I'm filming these out of order. So stay tuned because you'll enjoy it. I promise. It's gonna be cool. Whatever it is. I promise. I don't make stuff that's not cool. But with that said, we'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.